not from designing background and if I want to pursue career, there must be some basic requirements. What are those basic requirements you would suggest to pursue or have it?
Okay, so bare basics, know what are the different media options that you have. For example, what is communication design? What is information design? What is digital design? Within digital, what is UI UX? What is animation? What is videography? What is branding? These are all different subjects that go under design.
Hmm.
Okay, basics of how all of them are related is important. And this is not something that only school can tell you, or you pursuing a degree or a diploma can tell you. There are so many courses available online that talk just about communication design or graphic design. That itself should be enough to get you started at one.
Okay. So if I ask, so in India, I never heard of such courses. So do we have to travel abroad to study these things, or like anything else is there in India as well to
Absolutely. If you are really passionate and you're sure that you want to pursue a degree per se, yes, there are a lot of degree colleges pan India where you can apply. Of course, all of them have different eligibility criteria. There are a lot of design schools that offer diplomas or short-term courses, and if I'm sure, like, this is not very commonly known, and we don't have as many design schools or colleges as we have maybe for engineering or medical. But there is so much content available online. The biggest of the edtech platforms, be it Coursera or be it Udemy, there's something known as interaction design platform. You'll find tons and tons of design courses.
Like as you rightly said, that what I'm seeing is there is no mainstream setting for learning this kind of courses, because in India people are looking towards mainly engineering or medical or becoming CA. But considering such kind of careers, it becomes difficult to trust on the courses which are available online, and maybe that kind of mindset is still not, we are not ready for such kind of adaptation to adapt themselves to the online courses available comparative to the mainstream college courses they have. So like, how do you see it, are people accepting it, or I don't know, how do you say that?
Okay, let me ask you one question. When you say go to get a suit stitched, or say a traditional outfit stitched, do you go to a fashion designer or do you go to a tailor?
Tailor.
Do you think the tailor doesn't have enough knowledge that a fashion designer would?
Yes, they have.
What do you think would be the difference between what a tailor stitches and a fashion designer stitches?
I feel a bit different in the creativity.
Okay.
Some more added factors with regards to style, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that can add some more things to what it can look like.
Okay, but do you think the basics required to stitch a suit would be sufficient, or would be at par when you go to a tailor?
If it is a good tailor, yes, definitely.
Okay, so then that answers your question as well.
Yeah.
Okay, you kicking start something into design yourself versus you being trained into design, yes, there is some difference, but does not mean you can't do the job.
Okay.
So there are two ways of learning, and not just into design. One is with experience, one is with education.
Correct.
Now, of course, there's a little bit of luck that plays a role here, because the person you probably are meeting interviewing with or working with, if he or she identifies that design eye in you, or the fact that you have design thinking, uh, he might, let go of the fact that you're not trained into design, because you can think design.
Yes.
Okay, but at the same time, if the role that you are pitching for, or you're interviewing for, requires technical skills for design execution, then yes, that education background is a plus plus.
Okay. Like, hearing this out, I also want to understand or give an idea to our viewers, like what kind of challenges students may face, pursuing this thing, or it's possible in, obviously it's evident in all the careers, or whatever they are trying to do, there will be some drawbacks also. Similarly, what kind of drawbacks or what kind of challenges people face in this field when they choose to go?
One, I think we spoke about, there aren't as many design schools and colleges as maybe other fields. So there is a good possibility that there isn't something very accessible to you. But with the digital revolution, yes, you have everything online. Say not even an online course on an edtech platform, even if you just look up YouTube and watch videos, there's so much content available only on design. So it's not like there's less material available if people want to study design. Two, I would say the adoption that UI UX is required, or a designer is required, is yet getting shape. Of course, when I got into the industry, it was far lower, but I can see, like within a span of 6 to 7 years of me being in the professional career, the demand has grown so much. At least in all the tier 1, tier 2 cities in our country, the awareness is there. Other places, yes, it's growing. So by the time there will be, tons and tons of opportunities, we are a few years away. But it's there. I mean, you have good space to make your own footprint. Definitely.
Kavya, I want to ask you, like, an important question here is, you studied design and you actually interested in UI UX, and as you mentioned, you are working in Paytm right now as a product manager. Like, how did it lead you to become a product manager? First of all, that is one question. And what all other options people may have if they are pursuing this kind of career, apart from being product manager? Obviously, product manager is having different, you might be having different expectation or experience by which you entered, or you have grabbed this thing. So what are the other opportunities? First, you talk about how did you end up being a product manager, why, and what are the other opportunities available for the people who are pursuing this kind of career?
Okay. On my first job, I was hired as a designer. Of course, because I did not go mainstream into an agency or a design studio, I went client side. I was required to know about the industry, about the business they were running. Now, obviously, if you're on the client side, you are expected to know deeper about the business. So before designing anything, I needed to know what I was designing. That gave me a good inclination, and I was very inquisitive myself to know how things are functioning and not just design it over the top and execute it. In the process, while learning more about the business, of course, I realized that there are a lot of stakeholders involved. There are a lot of different teams, a lot of different functions involved to ensure my design is going out live to the customers. So that entire life cycle of, from an idea to design to execution is something I was exposed to. and that intrigued me. And then I gradually moved into a product role where I was not just sitting and executing design, but also thinking of the end-to-end experience. So
Okay.
design gradually became a part of it.
Okay. The foundation it became.
Yes. So design. See, for anyone to design, there is a thought process behind, right? Because of that thought process, you are going to design, or because of the fact that there is a problem and design is solving it, do you come into play? But who is the person who's thinking about the problem? Who is the person who is thinking of that idea? And how will the idea get executed? Or how will the idea help users? That is what a product person thinks.
So that's what you are doing.
Yes.
And what are the other opportunities people may have if they are pursuing
If they are
this
doing
career?
design.
Yeah.
So, if you are into design, it's not necessary that you have to be on the execution side. There are positions like design researcher.
Okay.
Now, because of the boom in UX, there is someone who is responsible for doing a lot of competitive analysis in the industry. Someone who's continuously scouting for new trends into design, looking for what your business or your product needs in the design space. So that's design research. Then there's someone who is purely design thinking, innovation side. How can you do things differently? The same thing. How do you showcase it differently to clients? So that's one. Two, three. There is something we call as client servicing or account manager in an advertising term, where you are the center point between the agency or the team executing the design and the client. The one person who understands client requirements very well and translates them for a design for execution. You can be that person as well.
Okay.
There are higher up. There is someone called an art director.
Okay.
There is someone called as a design manager, who ensures everything that's going out from the designers is well polished, is well laid out, guides them, mentors them to better design thinking.
Okay.
So I would say there are a lot of roles available.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking about roles only. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, like, in the end, what kind of advice you want to give to our viewers who want to, now after knowing this, they might be definitely interested in learning design and especially think about UI and UX. So what kind of advice you want to give to them?
One, that design isn't small anymore. Design is big. Irrespective of which area of design you get into, and when I mean which area, I'm not focusing only on UI UX. It could be fashion, it could be textile, it could be interiors, architecture, space design, environment design, video, photography. All these are different segments of design. It's huge. And there's no stopping in the digital age for design to be there, because even a smallest greeting card or an e-invite, or say for that matter an Instagram story that you upload, have design elements. Your Instagram story also has options of multiple fonts, colors, multiple pictures and videos that you can club together to showcase a message. It's like you are living design every day. Design is literally all around you. It's just a matter of time that you start identifying these things as design. Or if I would say even product design for that matter, a simple bottle of water. Earlier, it used to be like one long bottle with a small narrow cap on top. Today, you have 100 different shapes and colors of just bottles of water. with temperature control and with thermostat control and whatnot features.
Yeah.
That is product design again.
So keep exploring.
Yes, design is literally all around you. There's no stopping.
Thank you, Kavya. Thank you enlightening us with many different things about design and UI UX, and not only UI UX, about other parts of designing aspect as well. Thank you very much for helping us with this information. So hope you are enlightened with all the information related to design, UI, UX, and all other aspects with regards to design. And now I believe now you can take better decisions if you want to pursue career in designing. And if you want more information about this career option, please comment below and let us know what kind of doubts you have, so that we will be there to answer your doubts. So see you next time with a new podcast, new topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye.